Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time with us. This is Leanne Presents, and I'm Leanne, and today I'm here with an unboxing. And this is a very heavy box, which is The Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era by Chip Theory Games. Yay, just delivered today. We were apparently quite late receiving it compared to other people. We've been watching other people get them and feeling jealous, but it's here. So this was a Game Found project that ran between 28th of March 2023 and the 22nd of April 2023. Rags is being loud in the other room, but that's okay. So they needed $75,000 to fund, and they reached that goal in 2 minutes 29 seconds. During the campaign, they got a total of $4,683,007 and some cents, but we ignore that. And that was with a total of 14,982 backers, which you might think is some pretty good numbers. But then they had late pledges and add-ons and stuff, so they got a bit more, just a little bit more. They reached $7,237,634 with 20,470 backers, which is insane. That's a lot. It was due in October 2024, so we're only 5 months behind at this point, being in March 2025, which is amazing. So we've got the box here, which is the all-in bundle, and we also will get playmat, but it's shipped separately because they are big playmats, like the biggest playmats we've had. Bigger than the table. We measured it. So that's a problem for future us. So it arrived literally the next day. So we've got the game mat for Elder Scrolls. I forgot the full name, but that's okay because it's going to be on here somewhere probably.
It's the game we're unboxing already.
Yeah, it's fine. You know what it is. So full disclosure, I did start unboxing this and had some trouble with the box, so it's open a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we sorted out off camera so that I could definitely get into it without destroying anything. So we're going to pick it up.
An extra 5 minutes of time on this unboxing.
And pick it up from there. Unflat, and then let's drag it out. It's in a carry case. It's in a carry case. I don't think we've got any other game mats that are in their own carry case with handles, so you can take it on your travels. It's nice. It's huge though. This thing is massive. Nice stiff action. So we've got a layout for what all the different parts of the battle mat, what elements of the game you put in those bits. It's very shiny, so apologies if there's any reflection off that. And let's get it out. Put that on the floor. Okay. Right, I'm on this side first. We've got just unroll. It's really smooth unrolling. This thing's huge. So on this side we've got the emblem in the middle. This is massive. And there's also the name of the game in the corner, which is pretty cool. So it moves really smoothly on our table. It is too big for our table. Like the widest part of the table it works, but the narrowest parts it's overhanging by maybe like an inch-ish on each side, maybe, roughly. So let's take a look at the main event. This is what we're actually here. I think it's nice it is double-sided, because we could then have it out for other games, for example, without having the lines and stuff everywhere. Oh, I've got it tangled up. This is a good start. There we go. And there it is. So we've got lines around for the different components and card stacks. The hex grid where you're going to put your game exploration tiles things. Lots of little sections. Definitely useful to have that guide. And the it corresponds on there. And then on the ends as well, it has got the name of the game in a nice flourish at the end. Got woven sides. It's really thick, which I think for something this size it has to be thick because it's going to get moved around quite a bit. You've got to have it sturdy, so that is excellent, but we may need a bigger table. We'll see. Yeah, I think that's really good though, because as you'll see in the rest of the unboxing, there's so many elements and different parts to this game that having a way to lay it out neatly is going to make a big difference. So really happy with it. Thank you. And back to the main video. We'll deal with what we've got now, which is the all-in bundle here. So without further ado, I'll get into it. I'll start by grabbing out whatever boxes are in the box, and then we can do the internal boxes separately. I've got my trusty knife, which I will use safely. I'll get this bad boy open. Have to spin it. I do like that they've got the Ouroboros kind of, the Skyrim symbol on the front and the back. It's on both sides. No, not Skyrim, Elder Scrolls. I know stuff about games. Okay, let's get this open. Alan currently has his head in his hands. Okay, packaging, great. Okay, first thing we got is a dice tray. I'll have a proper look in a minute. Dice bag. I don't know how much the camera can see, but we will look at this properly shortly. That is a bag of, I'm not sure. I'll have a look in a minute. The Chip Theory Games bag. Whoa, that's heavy. This small box, that's really heavy. That's like most of the weight, probably. Book. Packing. More packing. This box. Everything's like black, so I can't even tell what everything is right now. But that's why. We'll have a look in a minute. Oh, what is this? Packing. Valewood expansion. I can't read. Valenwood. Valenwood expansion. Oh dear, everything's so heavy. Might need a hand. This is a big box. Okay, get that out of the way. Oh, packing.
The entire box, the outer carton, is like 15 kilos.
Oh, that's a big box. The delivery man was very kind and lifted it over our doorstep so that I could drag it through the house this morning. Okay, we got a lot of stuff here. So I think if we just start with the little bits, the gubbins, I think, and we'll leave the big box.
I believe everything is going to fit inside that big box.
Oh, I can believe it. It's huge.
Which is why everything is just black.
So, we'll pile that up. Is this good? We've been piled up, or should I put it off screen?
I think we're good there.
We're good there. Nah, let's
put it off. Yeah, pile it
pile
up.
It. Hang on, bear with me. Oh, it's heavy. My God. Okay. There are so many heavy things. But let's start with this really light thing. This is the dice tray. So let's get that open so it's not shiny. Ooh, there's cat hair everywhere. And fluffy bits. And bits of packing. Premium dice tray. So this is, the back is a nice dark brown, and then we got this light brown interior. That feels nice. It's got the emblem in the middle. It's got almost a fake leathery kind of, almost suede, but not as like furry. But there we go. It is a big dice tray. I'm expecting we've got a lot of cats.
A lot of cats? Khajiit. Come on,
There
man.
you go.
Khajiit.
So we've got, it's quite deep. And yet wide, and it's the sort of friction in it.
He's in your life.
Yeah, Rags isn't. I'm gonna hold it up. Rags might want to sit in this, but that is it's really nice workmanship. The symbol is embossed on. Hopefully you can see it in the top camera there. Trying to get the shadow off. That is a lovely dice tray, and our biggest one, so should be nice and useful. So put that to one side, and let's have a look next at, keeping in theme, the deluxe drawer bags, multiple, which I don't know, with it being Chip Theory Games, I don't know if these bags are meant for dice or for chips of some kind, we shall see. really good quality. So this one, there's a 1 and a 5 on there, and then a helmet icon, which people will probably yell at me for not knowing what that means. And this one has 10 and 20. So values, I suppose. They've sort of got a flat bottom on them, so once they've got weight in them, they'll stand up nicely. They're not going to topple. Good drawstring. And they've got these toggles, so you can properly keep them closed. That is nice. I do like they sort of alternate colours. So you've got the... Rags is just in the way.
I can see your head over the bump in the back.
So we've got the light colour on the outside, the dark colour on the inside, and the other one's the reverse. I think that's a really nice design. They've really thought about sort of the aesthetics of it. I'll be interested to find out what goes in them. It probably said on the Game Found page, but I didn't double check it.
It was 2023. That's 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's 2 years ago.
It's nearly 2 years ago that the campaign is running.
Crazy. Okay, shall we have a look at this mystery bag?
I get the feeling that's a freebie. What's this on the back?
On the back, the Elder Scrolls Blacksmith Pack.
Oh!
Give your copy of the Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era a premium upgrade with the Blacksmith Pack, which replaces your game's character mat pegs, first player chip, and round counter die with hefty metal versions. So we have 20 metal sword pegs, a metal Ouroboros, and 1 metal D6. Let's rip it open. I meant to rip it open. It's fine. It's packing. It is a little Ziploc bag, which is nice. I just tip these out. I'm going to tip them out gently. 1. That's a great roll. That is a very nice dice. So it's textured. It's not just printed on. It's relief, I think. Molded. Heavy, as you'd expect, because it's metal. So we've got the 1 to 5, and then this cube shape on the other side, which, interestingly, it's not the usual D6. You have the 1 opposite the 6, the 2 opposite the 5, and it goes like that. So every opposite sides adds up to 7. But this is completely different.
You know what that is then? It's a health tracker of some sort.
Yeah, it could be spin down.
It's
1,
some sort of tracker.
2, 3. Yeah, you could do it. You could do a spin down. Just about. So that's interesting. And then these little... Oh, Ouroboros. Nice. I wonder what that's for. Or if it's decoration. This doesn't quite feel metal, but I think it is. I think it's just the coating on it, potentially making it feel warm rather than cold. Okay, I'm going to put that in the middle of the Ouroboros there. It's not the same size, it's different. And then these little tiny little swords. I took out a couple. So they're not full swords because they're pegs that will go into the player board. So it'll look like the hilt is sticking out and the sword's stuck into it. But there's for such little tiny things, they actually have a nice little amount of detail on them. They're not just plain old hilts. They've put some effort into the design. They're really cute. And a little nice quality of life upgrade to the game. Who needs plastic pegs? Then you got metal sword hilts. There we go. Nice. That's good stuff. Do we go for the heavy one? Let's go the heavy. This. The Elder Scrolls BOTSE, which is the acronym, Premium Health. We got some premium health in this box. I reckon these are made of metal as well. What is that? Chips, right?
Yeah.
Health chips.
That's what they call chip theory.
They are... I didn't expect them to be so heavy. But I guess I'm going to open the one that's got some white and some purple. If you have light chips as part of a game, it's very easy for things to get knocked. I'm going to have to get the knife out and very carefully do this. If I can find where I put it.
Some adult supervision, folks.
I know. I've pushed it
Find the
away.
knife.
I got it. Oh, my storage. Yeah, so heavier chips, more likely to stay where you put them. Don't do this at home, folks. That is, I was basically holding the blade.
Whoa.
They got a nice feel.
Is it metal?
I don't know if you can hear. It's plastic, but it's
Maybe
good.
high quality resin or something?
It's got a good feel to it, a nice sound to it. I don't quite know. Ah! There's a lot of them. So we got some of these white ones. I can't hold things in my hands, and some of the... This is going so good. And some of these burgundy kind of coloured ones that have the red in the middle there. There's a lot. Yeah, it's very different. Usually we're playing with dice, a lot of dice and miniatures, tokens, but this is quite cool. You can imagine using this kind of thing in a poker game.
They was thinking that poker chips.
Isn't that a good sound? It's great. I love it. Okay, let's put at least the sealed ones back in this box, and then I'll put the loose ones in the dice tray, and then we can see what's next. We go the book next. The book is next. I put the knife away, and then I'm like, no, I'm gonna need that. And this I want to be extra careful with because I do not want to damage anything. Trying to be careful. I'm not the most, as you can tell, I'm quite a clumsy person. I've dropped many things just in this one video, so me with a knife. Me with a knife is a bit scary. That is a beautiful book. This is so textured, and the Ouroboros, I'm not sure how easily that'll come across. I'll try and get some of the light catching it. That is like fully raised. Even the separate snake heads are raised enough to be separate.
Some macro shots, we shall.
That's lovely, and the feel of the book is, you can imagine it being like dragon scale. Well, not dragon scale, but it's like pocked. One massive dragon scale. We'll go with that. Oh, I'm gonna have to break it. Oh, it's an art book. So a lot of these character designs. Argonians. Skeletons. This is really lovely. Excellent prints in there. Detailed artwork. You know what I like about this kind of art book? It's not got many words in it. Art books should be art, right? Some art books have too much explanation. This is fine. It's mostly the pictures and a little bit of text, and that is what we want in an art book. Hot take. Stop putting words in my art books. That's lovely. That's a nice little coffee table, flick through it kind of book. I do feel because it's not exactly hardbound. It's like the leather sort of bound. So while I have to flex the spine to open it, it hasn't caused any damage. But imagine that might make some people a bit nervous. That's a nice book. And now we've got this box, which says it is the Deluxe Adventurer Inventory. These are the new things. Oh, they are nice. Okay. Ah, I remember.
So these are made of fake leather. It's not real leather, it's fake leather, so they are vegan and friendly.
Oh, that's nice.
They were quite adamant about making that point on the game plan.
Yeah. We got 4 different colours. Down in my pile of box and packaging.
We may need to keep that box for these.
Yes.
These will fit inside the big box without the right.
Because the extras. Which colour should we open? Blue.
Oh, there's no purple.
There's no purple.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Purple.
The blue is nice and dark.
Yeah. This one is purple.
silica gel in there. Let's get this out of the packing. Oh, look at that. So you got studs in there. This nice cornering. Hopefully that's picking up. And then similar on the back with the Ouroboros. Yeah. And open her up. Move the silica gel. And then you got a little little ring binder. And then these little, is it upside down? Am I holding it upside down? So these are long
I think that'll be
pockets.
The profiles.
And then you've got these smaller ones which have the, a bag and a chest there to symbolize they're for inventory items, presumably. Considering they're called inventories. It's such a nice idea just to, especially for these campaign games which are increased so much. This is also a pocket, this front panel. So you could presumably insert your character card there, so you're visible through the window. So for these games that have this long campaign and you want to remember what your character has and their skills or what they're carrying, having something like that is just really special, just to keep everything together and sort of give you a feel for this is my character. So that is a really nice touch.
These were very late on in the campaign. I think because they gained enough backing and the fans were going really hard for this campaign, they decided to make these as extras. And we got them at a fraction of the cost where they're actually going to be on sale for as well.
I can imagine something like that on probably Etsy.
Oh god.
Being for a set.
Yeah.
Because they're obviously going to be handmade and I don't know how they do these things, but that's something quite special. And I haven't seen the games that we've kickstarted or gone in for GameFound before. I haven't seen anything like that with just like a little extra just for you at the end.
We did have to pay for them, but I think it was like $20 for the full.
Okay, should we have a look at the Valenwood expansion? This is a big old flat box. Big old flat. There's a lot of stuff in here. So it's got chips.
Yeah.
Tokens.
Dips as well?
I don't think they got dips. I'm sorry, you gotta provide your own dips.
Ah.
Yeah. Let's get it turned over. Even just that quality of box with it's sort of a cottony feel, and then the Ouroboros is shiny. Just the production value in these things. Okay, what have we got?
Whoa.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Ooh. So even the packaging kind of looks like it belongs. It's crazy. So this stuff comes out, but depending on storage solutions, might be useful to keep for now at least. Anyway, this is a flat, presumably keeping things dry slip because silica gel won't fit. What have we got? This is an Arcanist and a Ranger. So it looks like sort of skills, class skills, interrupt, burglars. I don't know, they feel like different to normal cards somehow. I don't know how to describe them.
So what I've heard
Yeah.
from looking at the GameFound comments, people are asking about sleeves for this game. Apparently they infused the cards with some sort of plastic.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they're more harder wearing.
I was going to say, because it doesn't really feel like card. It definitely has that. You can kind of feel that it is durable.
So we don't need to sleeve the game.
So I could, like, confidently run my nail against it.
I'd rather you didn't.
And feel like I'm not going to scratch it. Wow. Yeah, because you'd never get sleeves that size. Goodness me. Okay, what have we got here? Some armor. Light armor. Oh, I gotta get that. Get that plastic. Legitimate illusion. So it's, I guess, more skills kind of thing. And there's different levels on each side. Possibly.
I can't see that. I've got my glasses on, so.
Sort of slots here for something.
Are they the symbols on the dice?
Yes, I recognize some of those symbols. So it's probably if you roll a certain number of things, then a certain number of things happen. That's how you play the game. I keep breaking this table. It's terrible. Let's just leave that by there. Then there's a deck of cards here. I'll fix it. Let me get these cards open. So you got some numbers on the back. Different numbers. Even these you can feel sort of
The same sort of material.
That sort of plasticky feel. Hard to know what these are. Spiteful roots. There might be spells, perhaps. I don't know. It's all going to be guesswork. This game's really intriguing because there's an awful lot to it. But it's sort of one of those things I'm excited to get into and try. Let me just fix the table. Excuse me. I'll try not to break it again. Then we've got these 3 little green chips. They've got a symbol on them. It looks similar to quest marker, but not quite. So I don't know if I'm misinterpreting that. But nice feel to them. They kind of got almost an opalescence to them, which is cool. We've got little chips. These little chips with certain symbols on, there's keys. Even they have a good sound to them. What do they make these of? Like magic, maybe, armor?
They made them of magic is what I took away from that.
Yes, they made them of magic. It's the only explanation. Nice. And then these stacks of chips, which we've got a Guar on that one, and on the other side,
Guar, the band.
Is it Guar?
Yeah, so is Guar.
And a bull mammoth there. So these are sort of monsters, I suppose, creatures, enemies.
Okay, so I get the feeling then you get the health stack, and you stack this on top.
Yes. And then you chip them down. Wood elf stalker by there, which has, you can see, it's got 6 health. So it's sort of got all the information you need that you would probably have on an enemy card is on the chip itself. And then, Zenesthisa? Named enemy.
How's the printing on the chip?
How's the printing on the chip?
It's easy to read.
Oh yeah, that is pretty clear. It's a dark background, white text. I can read it easy. Some people might need glasses, depending on how your vision is. To know how close? Yeah. Try that.
Just to sort of get a bit of a feel for everyone.
See what that looks like. I'm not putting these back in at the moment because I can see there's stuff underneath to look at. So, tons of dice. I think a lot of these will be, the 2 bags of these I think are going to be the same. So I'll just grab a few out from one. So these all have different symbols. Of different types. The different dice have different symbols on them. Different colours. Nice sort of almost pastel-y colours, which is a bit of a contrast to some of the darker colours that we've got going on in the other elements. And then there's this, oh, look at that, ring-bound book, Valenwood Gazetteer.
I think that's the missions or quests. Or...
yeah, so we've got sort of the mechanics for the expansion, and then we'll find out when we read the rules. I think it looks like sort of different areas that we'd be in. So there's like inns in some places. In this area, the inn is closed. There's a quest board. So these are like, I suppose, the locations that we could go to. And then quests or encounters. Is this having just a ring-bound book instead of a staple-bound book? There's something, it just makes it a bit different.
Brilliant.
It's a bit like, you're less likely to maybe break it, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, loads of encounters, and then you got different maps, setting up with the tiles. Keywords, end game. We're not going to look at the end game. Skip the end game. Keep some secrets. It's all end game stuff there. We don't need that right now. So I'm going to remove that bit of packing for a second. Oh, neoprene.
What? Is that battle net?
It might be. I want to get it out. Let's come back to that. So I want to put this on the light background. So yeah, we've got neoprene, nicely printed, vibrant colors. You've got your hex patterns there. Presumably they're sort of modular, so the main game, we'll find out in a bit, probably has like different amounts of hexes that go together. The other side's then a more mushroomy landscape, more vibrant colors, but definitely a different feel to it. It's not too thick, but it's sort of sturdy material. Feels quite well made. It's not bound at the edges, but I think that they can't really do bound edges if you might have to attach bits to each other and slip them together. But it doesn't feel like it's in danger of fraying or anything, so hopefully that's... I'm sure they thought it through. We'll find out, I'm sure. But we'll obviously be careful with those anyway. And then let me put that to one side a second while I grab out this, which looks like more of an overall map of the Valenwood area. And that, again, is on that sort of plasticky card. They're coated, I suppose. So my thinking here is that these named places are the places in the book. So you would have this as your like starting point. You'd figure out where to go, and then depending on where you reach on the map is where you go in the book, and you find out what encounters you're going to do or that kind of thing. It's really nice. Just for an expansion, this feels like there's an awful lot to it. So looking forward to getting into that. Feels a bit strange getting into an expansion before the main game, but that main box is so heavy. I want to do that one last. Okay, I'm keeping that bit of plastic for the main map, so we'll rebox that later on. Need somewhere to put these to one side. Thank you. Okay, it's time for the big box. Excuse me a second. Oh, it's heavy. It's very heavy. So is the weight mainly chips? Probably. Because those things, when you got a stack of them, it adds up. Right, so this is 1 to 4 players. I love it when it's a 1-player version. That's really handy. Also means it's definitely good for 2 players, which is good for Alan and myself to have some games. Age 14 plus, and it says 2 hours gameplay, 30 minutes per player. So, plus 30 minutes per player. Oh, let's get that out of the way. I put rubbish everywhere. This thing's huge. Okay. Oh, that has a satisfying feel to it. Let's put the lid down. Packaging. Little welcome note. Greetings, adventurer. If you are reading this, you know that you're about to embark on a life-changing experience. To aid you and your party on the beginning of this epic journey, you have been provided a most trusty and stalwart companion, Dized. You can jump into the adventure immediately. Dized will walk you through your first quest step by step, during which you will learn all that you need for your adventure. Dized will continue to help you and your party, providing any necessary information you seek as you continue your journey. We highly recommend taking advantage of this free magical companion. There is an app that teaches you how to play, so you don't even have to read the rule book. That...
Incorrect.
Okay, you do, but...
Yeah, a lot of people who've already got the game have said you still need to read the rule book, because it kind of handholds you through the tutorial.
Yeah, but it's such a nice touch, though, because a lot of the time, you spend so long reading the rule book, and then you have to explain the rule book to other people. Whereas as long as you've got an understanding of the rules, you can let the app do the main bit of explaining. So here we go. How to pack your box. Another amazing touch. which not enough games do. So this will, to make everything fit in here, that's going to tell us how to do it. Wonderful. Thank you, Chip Theory Games. Then we've got these maps. So these is similar to the other one we saw, but there's a few of them in here I can feel. Ooh, that didn't hold up so good. The glue sort of stuck too much. Yeah. It's just the sticky bits come off.
Oh, okay.
And is now stuck to my hand, so that's great. Get off! Okay. So we've got Morrowind. These double-sided. There's Black Marsh, Western Black Marsh, sorry. Cyrodiil. Oh, that's slippery. High Rock. Eastern Skyrim. And Western Skyrim. Those are those maps.
So we've got 8 total areas, maps, including Valenwood.
I didn't spot if Valenwood had a back to it. I didn't think to look. Okay.
I have packed it all away, so
that is fine. This is heavy. The heaviness, I'm pretty sure, is mostly the plastic. But I could be wrong. Yeah, that is, it's like heavyweight.
It's to keep the neoprene flat, isn't it?
I think so, because this is, it's not just designed as packing, it's designed to be what you hold a box. It's like it's long-term packing rather than short-term. Thick plastic. Sorry, I couldn't help it. So we got more of these big tiles. Ooh, I see one. That's for Skyrim. And then, like we thought, we've got smaller ones. So this is one-sided. And it has symbols on there, presumably treasures or delves. And then smaller ones again of different configurations. These are lovely. So definitely.
These are maps, not a card.
Yeah, the sort of quality of life. I want to just try putting a couple together to see the interlocking. You know, they're probably not going to look like they go together. You know, they fit together quite neatly. There's obviously going to be some give because it's material. You're going to get a tiny bit of a gap, but they're flush enough to work, which is nice. Again, really vibrant colors. And this tray is wonderfully set out, so you know exactly where each different shape goes. Which is nice. Look at it. They go in exactly the right place. And
this would be a godsend for our journeys in the middle.
Oh, for sure. That game is a nightmare for all the different tiles. You just have to pile them in the box and hope for the best. They go quite nicely. Obviously, because they're material, if you kind of get it at the wrong angle, they're quite a bit harder to slip into the right place then, but it's friction. This is fine. You put that, now we'll put this the other way, because it started that way up. The nice foresty scene. Put that bit on. Lovely, really nice. Let's move these also. Now we've got a base to put them on. Okay, what's next? So much stuff. Tutorial guide. Looks like there's some marking on the top, but hopefully that's just from manufacture process and it'll come off. There we go. So this is a whole book just for the tutorial. That's
I was thinking that.
it's a lot. But it takes you through multiple days, so it's very much going to be a step-by-step hand-holdy business. But I wonder if this is what you use if you're not using the companion app. Perhaps, maybe. But it does have game phases, quick reference, which we always like. Next, we've got enemy skills reference. So these are... Oh, I love a quick reference card, but these are massive. I can't get it. Come on. Gotcha. Excuse me. Yeah, okay, so you got two of these enemy reference cards, so you'd have one either end of the table, perhaps. And on the other side is native skills and status effects there. They're printed really nicely. The symbols are very clear. Sometimes when you've got references that show the symbols, they're a little bit hard to see. They're sort of, because they're so small, they're not easy to tell what they're actually representing. So that's really nice. But yeah, it is making me a little bit nervous how big the references that you need are. And that is the rule book. Bound
Oh, wow.
and thick.
Is there a page count?
Oh, that crack of pages. Before the index. Oh, that's credits. That's okay. 94 pages. Okay, that was an encounter at the end, though.
Some light reading.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty beefy. It's set out nicely. Lots of diagrams, and even different sections, and what looks like a very comprehensive contents page. I was quite happy that I'd be able to fold the page over, but it's not, because of where the plastic goes, that's not very satisfying. I'd be worried about bending a page if I left it like that or put it on a table like that. But that's okay. It's still a bit more maneuverable than a staple-bound book. There's phases. And this is a whole contents page for battle rules. But what I'm noticing is on this contents page, you've got a whole lot of things on the same page. So there's like 8 or 9 lines that are all on page 58, which tells me that they are really making it easier to find individual bits of rules, which a lot of rule books we have trouble with.
I love a useful contents page.
Yes, definitely.
Not every board game is content page friendly.
Definitely not. There's tips in boxes. We like tips. Additional rules.
Like, Yorkshire tea.
I do like Yorkshire tea very much.
Get your tips out of your PG tips or whatever they're called. I don't do tea.
So yeah, some light reading. That's going to take a while to get through. But that's okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's grab these out. More books.
Oh,
so these are similar to what we saw in Valenwood. These will be your encounters and your locations. So this one is Skyrim, Eastern and Western together. We've got High Rock, Cyrodiil, Western Blackmarsh, and Morrowind. So it's the same stuff. I won't go to the end pages because they'll have the end game stuff for the areas, presumably. The different places that you can go on those big maps.
Is that back page folded over?
Yes, it is. Oh dear. Oh, that's a shame. You know what, though? There's a bit of a leathery pattern on the page.
Yeah, make sure when you
so
put it back in, make sure
we can flatten that out, and it'll look like it's part of it. Let's be positive and optimistic.
I saw something catch my eye. I was like, what is that?
Yeah, unfortunately, a little bit of damage that would have been in the packing process. But considering there's so much stuff in here, there's always going to be something that's not quite perfect. But yep, lots of books. But at least with those, we could just read the ones you're about to do, leave the rest for a minute. And they are very much going to be, I think, when you go to a place, then you open it up to the relevant page. You don't have to worry about trawling through it all before you start. Bags. We got bags. Black bag.
Thanks, please.
Gold bag. White bag. So I think these ones are the ones we've got the equivalent of the deluxe ones. They've got the 1 and the 5 and the 10 and the 20, and you got a dark one and you got a light one. So that's your equivalents. And then this one is separate, and that has 3 symbols, which I think probably maybe Thieves Guild, Assassin's Guild, maybe. I don't know. Alan might know.
Yeah,
What do you think?
looks like
Maybe. There's a sneaky looking guy, there's a dagger, and then there's this star, which might be Magicians Guild, yeah.
Magicians Guild?
I haven't played much Elder Scrolls Forbidden. Okay. So, nice bags. They actually have a nice feel to them. If we didn't have the deluxe ones, I wouldn't be upset with this version. So, good stuff. out the way. There's so much stuff everywhere now. Oh, where to go next? Okay. What is that? I don't know what this is. This is a little stand where you could put 2 chips and a dice. Yeah.
If I remember rightly, that's for days, tracking days.
Oh, so a day and a
And
night cycle.
I believe.
Cool.
Don't quote me on that. It says it's been a while since I looked at the game front page.
Pull out
I'm
this tray.
pretty sure that's what that is.
Hard plastic.
These, yeah. People rave about
Inserts.
these.
Card slots, maybe.
Yes, I think so.
That goes in there. And in here, we have the plastic equivalent of those metal sword trackers. So I won't get those out because we've already looked at the better version. Okay. There is going to be stuff underneath, so I've got to figure out what to do with stuff I'm pulling out now. Just put it over there, thank you. Oh, it's a box. It's a box. It's heavy. I think it's cards. There is a lot in here.
It looks like a card holder box.
Yes. Let's get her out. Got the Ouroboros on there. Oh, this doesn't open the way I thought it would. Ouroboros is on the top. Cards are stood up. Got a small pack there. I'm gonna open that because it's small. Oh, well, that wasn't as interesting as I thought I'd be. They are Ouroboros symbol or Ouroboros symbol. So, I don't know what those are for. Interesting. And then we've got multiple packs, which I won't open and go through, or will be here forever. So we've got Undaunted there. So stuff about guilds. It's a guild card. And looks like they're numbered. So this is 09. The other side, Glyph of Stamina Recovery. There's an awful lot of stuff involved in these cards. This one, it's always worth it to talk things out. So this looks like it's a bit of an event happening card, which would be triggered by something. And this as well, you've been kind of weird lately. And then it's telling you things to do, decisions to make, test to pass, wrong side of the law, on that one. And this one has that chest symbol with various numbers on it. I think we saw that a bit in the expansion. Glyph of Disease Resistance. These will be equipment type cards. More of those. There's a big axe. Lothan's Burning Crutch. Destruction Staff. Okay, it's not an axe. I just looked at it wrong. This is fine. It looks a bit axey. From a distance, it's a bit axey. A bit axey? Yeah. And then this one, you've got Watery Halls. So this has got the hex symbol. So this looks like you're exploring and finding more areas, and then you're adding to the map potentially. A lot of this is guesswork. I don't know how to play this game.
We often get comments or people saying that we don't show enough of the cards on the unboxings. There's a lot of cards to go through, so when we do end up figuring out how we're going to do our playthrough, we will be showing a lot more of the cards during the playthrough.
Yes.
So keep tuned to the channel for that. If we go through every card, we're going to be here for literally 5 hours.
Player board. So we've got the neoprene mat.
Whoa.
Which has the cutouts for things. But that sits in the plastic tray, which has the plastic lid. So you can keep your stuff. It's indented, so if you've got a cube in a certain slot, it will stay in that slot.
Oh, wow.
That is genius.
Wow.
And you've got holes in here where those sword pegs would go. These look like cube spaces, and these may be small chips. Let me hold that up so maybe you can see it better potentially. These look really nicely printed. These are bound around the edges. Put a sword in. 3. Ooh. So it clicks in, which is surprising. I don't know how that's going to be visible What?
Oh,
Holds, it holds though. And then if that goes on top, because of this raised bit, it stays there. And presumably, because these have holes, but there isn't a raised bit, so presumably that doesn't save to the next game, is my
that
guess.
might be a battle thing.
Yeah, so those are cool. I like them very much. And there's should be 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Oh, that is genius. They are all different colours as well.
Impressive.
Really nice.
And they match the colours, I'm assuming, in the inventories.
Yeah, they'll be the same. You can take your matching inventory. Okay, we have reached the bottom layer, but there's still an awful lot in it. So, where do we start? Box. We start with box. Oh, that opened nicely. Okay. This is a different shaped box, and this one is a long, flat one. What do we have in here? You know when the box opens on one end and then gets tighter on the other end? Okay, so these are our long boy cards. Let's start with these characters. We'll open those. Oh, there's a lot. Dark Elf. So presumably you pick any one of these you want to be. They've all got different, well, similar. There might be some with different, yeah, he's got more health. Imperial's got 5 health. There's a lot of people you could be. So we've got a couple of similar ones. There's 2 orcs. So you could choose which one you want to be. They've got the same stats and the same swift warrior skill. And also, they're double-sided for male and female, which is cool. So you can be a female Khajiit or a male Khajiit. You get to choose. That's an awful lot. Okay, so there's the characters. And then these are the class that you want to be. So you've got healers, you've got Templars, Wardens, Dragon Knights, and then different sort of skill trees, presumably, for those. Amazing. I love them. Put those in the lid for a second. And then these cards, the power of teamwork. These look like a bit more encounter cards, that kind of thing. Got a campaign journal. You got a whole notepad where you keep track of your party XP, who's in the adventure, and there's a whole back page for notes as well. So you can really keep track of your adventure. There's a lot of pages there, and I would like to think maybe they've got printouts as well.
I believe there's some digital assets, yeah. I
can imagine it would take a long time to get through that pad, so that is a really nice touch. In my mind, I'd be torn between using these and just using printouts and keeping these nice and pristine. Because that's the kind of person I am. And then here, are these all reference cards? I hope not. There's some reference cards. Adventurer turn reference, useful. They're quite compact. And you got a combat one as well. And then acrobatics. Daedric summoning, so I think these are reference cards or skills. There's different spells there, so presumably you can learn these things or level them up, that kind of thing. Nice. Okay. I will leave them out of the packets for now, because otherwise it'll take me a while to fiddle around to get them in. But they will go back in the packets until we're ready to play the game, I think, when they're done. There'll be a bit of a cleanup for me afterwards. Okay. Right. This is a tray for cubes. There are some cubes in here, but not many. It's a nice,
It's an interesting smell.
These are just black cubes. There are 5 of them. They've got that kind of sheen to them, a bit of an opalescence again. I quite like they haven't decided to stack them like rows on rows. They've done them diagonal, which probably makes them easier to pick up if you've got a lot in there, to be honest. So that's nice. And then we've got another cube tray. I'm saying cubes rather than dice because some of them are blank. But this has a lot of dice. you've got some numbered ones. We've got some with different symbols on them. Lots of different colours. This one's got skulls. Very nice. So many dice. But I get the feeling they're not all like rolling dice. Some might be put them down to mark what skills you've got dice potentially. I don't know. I'm guessing again. We got another tray. This one's for counters. So we've got these similar to what we saw in the expansion, but different colours with the symbols on them, and then small chips. There's some that's got health on it, presumably. I don't know if these are for leveling up skills, maybe. There's so many different symbols, they could be anything. Wonderful, I can start. Oh look, another tray of cubes. So many. And these ones are all different from the other tray. There we go. So got nice orange ones with flaming swords. We got black ones. They are stuck together. I don't think they're meant to be stuck together. Okay. Probably a bit of like manufacturing stuff. Feels like possibly an oil. It's fine. Strength, maybe? There's so many. I can start putting these back in when I'm done with them now, which is nice. Because we have reached the bottom now. Put them in the back, the same order they went in. Okay, that one. Chips. Many chips. Let's get in there. So I think these are the same as the chips we've looked at, so I'm not going to look too much into them. Chip Theory Games on the top. How do we get in? There's thumb holes. That is still pretty tight though. They'll probably loosen up the more it's used. And then 3 more stacks. So these are definitely lighter than those premium ones. You can tell the difference. But those, the premium ones, presumably fit nicely in here as well. So that's a nice storage thing. I'm hoping that is easier to open as we go through. This one, which is in a sandwich bag. So another similar one, which has chips with some symbols on. There's a sack, loot sack, maybe? And then a loot chest, maybe? Some more chips. Hey, guess what? More cubes!
Those are Chip Theory Games, not Cube Theory Games.
So many cubes. So you've got more of these blank ones, but they are slightly different. So we've got some black and some grey. They are different. They're similar, but they're different. And then more dice with these star symbols on them. And I think the final tray of cubes, more different colours. There are so many different colours. I'm not quite sure why they've got... So there's light blue ones here and there's light blue ones here. They're not together. Is there a reason? Are they different? I think they are different, but they're the same colour, which is intriguing. This green one has some ghosties on it. And also this scary flaming skulls. There's so much to this game already. I can feel the overwhelm starting, but we're fine. We've got an app. Oh, this is a heavy one. This is heavy chips. Back. So I think these are our enemies, our creatures. Oh. Lids come off when it's easier when stuff is heavy inside them. So this has, we got scamps there and 7 health. The other side, Dark Elf Bandit. You can see. But these feel a bit closer to the weight of those premium chips. Got Zivili Moeth. It's someone's name I'm bad at pronouncing. And then I'm not sure what's on the back of that, but I'm I'm not going to open those because they're similar to what we've seen before. Those are tight in there.
Plastic. Plastic's off.
Yes. There's a Khajiit on this one, so presumably that's something to do with the characters we're playing, I imagine.
Even the colours,
So the different colours. So, locations and things. And a Wood Elf Bandit, some more enemies on this side. And that is
so I'm wondering if
all
the
of it.
black chips are generic enemies, the white ones are named, the colour are characters.
That would be my guess as well. And there are an awful lot of characters to choose from, so it tracks with that many colours. Oh, they are heavy. So that's that. That's everything. It's an awful lot.
I didn't expect this unboxing to go this long.
I know. I feel bad. But well, thank you for sticking around and watching. I will note on this box you've got the sort of map artwork around the side. That's also on the bottom. You might be able to make out there if I take some of these. So you've got the map work, which is another touch. They didn't have to do that, but they have, which is great. I don't know how this is going to fit on a shelf. We'll figure it out. But that's it's really exciting. It is a bit daunting, the amount of rulebook that there is, but all of this stuff, and it's a lot of new and different, so it makes it quite exciting to get into and have a little try. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you would like to see some gameplay of this, let us know in the comments. We'll see what we can do when I have a week to read the rulebook, and we can put something up so you can see, as well as, like Alan said earlier, a closer look at the cards. So yes, that's it. Thanks for watching. Please like this video if you liked it, and remember to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we drop more videos. Follow us on our socials, our Instagram, our link tree's in the description below, which will take you to Instagram, Facebook, and X. You can talk to us on our socials or in the comments. Let us know if you've had this. Have you had your game mat yet? I don't know if they've shipped any, but if you had it, let us know, because I'm excited to get ours, and see if we can find a way to get it on the table.
You mean to make it fit on the table?
Yeah, to make it fit. We'll have to cut it.
No.
We're not cutting it. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.
No cutting of game mats.
Don't cut up game mats. Bye!